Hey, my name is Eugene and I build and rank websites. Okay, today I'm going to dive into the wedding entertainment space. I'm going to be looking at wedding DJ keywords, wedding singers, anything to do with wedding entertainment. So wedding DJ hire, wedding DJ services. So essentially all the keywords that are getting entered into Google to find wedding DJ services. We're going to kick off by understanding how many times each month a certain keyword gets entered. So we're trying to find out the chunk of the pie. Like if we rank for these keywords, what sort of potential inquiries, what potential new business can we achieve by ranking? But more importantly, I'm gonna have a look at who already ranks in that space. I'm going to deconstruct their websites in a basic manner without sort of overcomplicating things. I'm going to be looking at basic elements, and I'm going to sort of share my screen and share the software that I use. A lot of it's just having a look at it and just having a hunch and understanding what Google is looking for. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump on page 2 or 3 of Google, depending on how long this video ends up being, and I'm actually going to pick some websites and I'm going to make suggestions. And if this website was mine, this is what I would do to it. I would add extra pages, I would add links, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna understand who searches for what, how many times it gets looked for. We're gonna see who ranks. We'll try and understand why they rank, and then I'm gonna make some suggestions on if this was my website, this is what I would do to it. I've actually just picked up a few domains in the wedding entertainment, wedding DJ space. I will be building them out. I might make a separate video on actually how I build it out in WordPress, what plugins I use, how I set up the titles and stuff like that. But I guess I'm doing my own research here to build my own website, so this is what I would be doing. Hope you enjoy it. Let's dive in. So first thing I wanted to check out is who's searching for what keywords in the space. So the first thing we look at is I'm going to open up SEMrush. This is obviously a paid software, so wedding DJ. We're going to get some search volumes. I might just zoom in to make it a bit easier for you to see. So wedding DJ gets, we're going to change that to AUD. Let me just turn this music down. It's a little bit loud. A good beat, but loud. There we go. So we want to see at the moment during COVID that the trend is, we can actually have a look at the trend by going to Google Trends and just seeing like what's happening. Wedding trend, wedding DJ, let's go Australia. It's a good way to look for new niches. It's the last 12 months. So obviously it's dipped down, so that's why these numbers are quite low, because normally that number's a lot higher. So 880 people each month type in wedding DJ into Google, with an average cost per click at $2.34. So if we wanted to turn on a Google ad, on average it'll cost us about $2 a click. Let's have a look at the individual keywords. So wedding DJ Melbourne, Sydney obviously have their own volumes. Wedding DJ Melbourne. So if someone from Melbourne types in wedding DJ, Google will show them wedding DJs in Melbourne. If they type in wedding DJ Melbourne, it's pretty much the same thing as typing it, but you can potentially rank. There's different ways of ranking for these things. What about wedding singer? Wedding singer, there you go. Now, this could be confused with, can't even spell wedding dinger, that's a good one, with the movie, The Wedding Singer. So that's an interesting one. So the intent behind that keyword, obviously, Hey Jack is running Google Ads. So they're obviously, that's someone looking for a wedding singer for a wedding, but then someone could be looking for the movie itself. So it's just something to pay attention to. Wedding singer. What about wedding band? This is an interesting one because wedding band is like obviously the jewelry. So if we type in wedding band, it's just going to show us jewelry. Yep. So that's telling us that that enough people have searched for that term, and when Google was showing them the music band, the singers, they were backing out. So after a while, Google realized, hey, the term wedding band is jewelry. Similar to when I say mouse. If I Google mouse, it's going to show me the gaming mouse, the computer part, not the marsupial. All right, so what about wedding bands? Bands, maybe? Wedding bands might be different. Wedding bands, still jewelry. Okay. Wedding entertainment band, maybe? There we go. That'll show you something different. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, so usually what I do here, I export these into a Google Sheet, and I start sort of filling out my own little spreadsheet on what kind of keywords I want to be targeting. So if I'm to plan out my page, my home page, we're obviously going to have the home page. We're going to have wedding. You can never spell when someone's watching your wedding. DJ, wedding bands, wedding singers. So to start off with, that's what I feel my website will kick off. As we do a bit more research, we'll learn more. So let's type in wedding DJ. I'll just refresh this and I'll close off all this stuff so it's not a mess. By the way, before I dive in, I was using SEMrush, but you can get the similar result by using Google Keyword Planner. It's completely free. If you type in wedding DJ, target Australia, or let's say Victoria, it'll give you a number of people that search for it. So it's just a good idea to make sure that there are people looking for those keywords. Before you start spending money and trying to build out pages and trying to rank for those keywords, you've got to make sure that there's people searching for it. Let's just say between 10 and 20, depends on the keyword and depends what you get if you rank for it. But the way I like to look at it is I'd rather take a big chunk of a small pie. So, the accountant plus suburb might only get 30-40 hits a month, but if we rank for it, we potentially would get leads. But if we rank for enough of those cities, then we've earned Google's trust of potentially ranking for something like a bigger keyword. Okay, let's dive into and have a look at some websites. So we've got these guys are running Google Ads. That's fine. One of the first things I like to look at is the businesses that are ranking on maps, because something that they're doing, they're close to me. I'm in Aspendale right now, so it's going to show me the closest wedding DJs. So let's have a look at their website. The first thing I look at is, okay, well, I don't like this. In terms of SEO, there's obviously enough going on this website to prove to Google that you are the wedding DJ of this space. But in terms of what Google's looking for things like titles, keywords on page. So the first thing I look at is how big is this website? 99 pages. Let's have a really quick flick through these pages, see if there's any. These are tag pages, not good, which means if I click on this, this is a low quality page from Google's eyes. So don't be alarmed if you see hundreds of these pages. Look, they're not doing you any good. They're probably doing damage, because Google doesn't like listing low quality pages. So what I mean by a low quality page, if Google are gonna list this, for example, best wedding reception tag, and you click on this page and there's just this image, Google's been cheaping out on their listings hosting, so they're trying to eliminate low quality pages. Now the question is, does this particular page serve a purpose to anyone visiting it? The answer is no. This looks like it's someone's wedding that it was great. That looks like it should be a brand page, so don't de-index it. Means don't show Google this page. It could be on your website, you can show people this page, but you shouldn't be showing Google this page, because what Google's going to do, it's going to look at these pages, put them together and say, well, there's a big percentage of pages on this website versus a competing website that's got poor quality pages. And you can just really quickly flick through these. I'm sure they're not all like this. Hopefully they're not tagged, because this is not a good sign. What I might do, I might actually just have a look at how many visitors this website gets. I like to do that. We can do it in SEMrush. I like to do it in Ahrefs. This is a very conservative software. It'll give us a very conservative result, so chances are he's getting a lot more. Oh my god, don't do this. Don't keyword stuff in the title like that. He's getting 4 visitors a month. So 4 visitors a month, but don't forget, he was ranking number 1 on Google Maps. Having said that though, he's only going to be ranking number 1 on Google Maps just in these areas. right? Which is still a huge win. So whatever they're doing, maybe mentions from local websites, or he's just the best result in that space. As you can see, it's showing me businesses that are closest to me. So here's another example of what happens when there's a few websites that are doing some serious SEO. So if I do wedding venue Melbourne, generally, if we're following the same algorithm as before, it should be showing me closest to wedding venues. But in this case, it's showing me the most powerful in terms of SEO. It's showing me Vogue Ballroom, which is a website that I look after. It's showing me Bellara, and it's showing me Red Scooter. Right, these wedding venues are very far from me. So you're seeing the algorithm at play in a different manner, because there's probably 30 or 40 venues between Aspendale, where I am, and Bellara receptions, maybe more. So something that they're doing, something that we're doing at Vogue or Red Scooter, is making Google pay attention. Or wedding venue Yarra Valley. I mean, that's different. That'll be showing me wedding venues in the Yarra Valley, Bang Vines. Generally, probably a bad example because I typed in the area, but I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm getting sidetracked here. We're going back to wedding DJs. So wedding DJ. So we're having a look at this website. Let me quickly have a look at one thing. The first thing I look at is the first thing that Google looks at is the titles, right? What's going on? So what I mean by the titles, Google looks at this code on the right hand side. If you've ever pressed F12, you get this code. Another way to interpret this code is by lots of SEO extensions. And so this is what Google is seeing. It doesn't have a meta description at all, which is really bad. And it doesn't have its main heading, and the main heading is what's meant to explain to Google what this website is about, is just home. Its main heading as a second, all these are H1, so your website should only ever have one H1. On our website, ranked.net.au, I've actually got a bit of basic guide that explains titles on websites. And when Google visits your website, it looks for the one H1, or when it visits your page, it wants to understand, what is this page about? Tell it what you're about. You're a wedding DJ, or you're a wedding entertainment website. H2 will be supporting keywords. They should also be in the space, and H3 are supporting keywords to the H2. So it's like a bit of a hierarchy that Google wants to see on your website. Not much is going on here, and for that reason, this website organically from Google, based on rankings, is receiving 4 visitors a month. I mean, that's super conservative. It's probably a bit more. Now, once again, this graph shows us visitors based on rankings. If this website's getting traffic from Facebook or social media, this graph won't show it. So this website could be getting thousands of visitors right now. This software is just telling me that based on rankings, based on where they rank, there's not much happening. So this graph down here is telling me how many blogs, how much content is going up on the site. So sort of not much going on the SEO wise. Anyway, I got stuck on one website. Let's keep going. So I'm going to close off these, and I'm sure I'll have a bunch of tabs. I'm going to go to the second one on the maps. A lot more reviews. So this one looks like it's more of a authority in the space. I should probably have all my balcony doors closed and all my windows open, but it's so hot. It's like 30 degrees right now. So what have we got here? We've got a Bruce Harrison. Something's going on with the title. This is not looking good. But once again, his Google listing is close to me. That's why he shows up. So I'm in Aspendale, so he's one of the closest results. I mean, I don't even need to pull this apart to tell you that there's not much going on here. So how many pages does he have? 41 results. Now, once again, we're probably going to find some really rubbish pages. Current doc, some sort of a doc, ABIA, author. So author pages, tag pages, you want to hide them. There's nothing going on here. You shouldn't be showing these pages to Google. I can see this is a WordPress template. What is going on here? This looks like some sort of a PDF. That should be no indexed. Great, that's good, but should be no indexed. So essentially, you want to show the best version of your website to Google, which means if you've got low quality pages, you need to clear them up. Let's keep going down. So the next two websites, I built them from scratch. Let's have a look at some really basic numbers on these sites. So Vogue is a campaign I took over, Vogue Ballroom in, I think, 2018. Fresh website went up right about here. Took a while to mature, but also we were concentrating on Google and Facebook ads quite a lot. But from 1,000 organic visitors to 22,000 we're pushing right now. Obviously, that's SEO in action, and so we're ranking for all sorts of wedding keywords. So if I have a look at what was Vines of the Yarra Valley, so if we have a look at number 1, number 2, let's go back to the basics. 790 referring domains, so 790 different websites are pointing at our website. They're linking out 112,000 times. So that means that several websites, obviously more than several, are linking out several times. But the goal is to have individual powerful websites that are also in your space mentioning you. So to receive a mention from this particular website to your website, if you're a wedding supplier, this is actually probably the best link, best mention that you can get, other than I was going to say Easy Weddings and some of the other directories, but because they're a directory, they mention so many other websites that the link juice gets spread out too thin. It's like a typical directory website that links out too much. Those individual links are not worth much. Whereas this is I guess a small business website that's just concentrating on this. So these links would be worth much more. Vines of the Yarra Valley. This is a fresh domain. I think I registered it in end of 2018. So when I say end, first bit of traffic started in September. And then off to 17,000 visitors a month. Wow. So that's traffic that other websites used to get that are now visiting this website. I think, anyway, enough of these two campaigns. I'm just showing what sort of websites are required to then be able to rank for, first and second wedding DJ. I've actually got 2 more websites on their way. Easy Weddings third. Now here we go. This is where we get to the good stuff. Where we're going up against. We're looking at other obviously business websites. So let's have a look at Melbourne Entertainment Co. This looks like a directory post. Great. Let's jump into the home page. So once again, this page is on the top of home page of first page of Google. So great. Whatever these guys are doing is amazing work, because obviously, as you know, thousands of wedding DJs or people in the entertainment space. So let's have a look at how many pages they have. So 341 results. Are these results what I call juicy? Are they good quality? What I like to do, I like to chuck them into Screaming Frog, which is a piece of software. It's a pretty complex software. I'm not going to dive too deep into this, but this is essentially going to crawl the website, hopefully, and I'm going to understand what sort of pages they have, what content clusters they have. I'm going to jump to page 5, and let's have a look at some of their pages. Privacy policy, DJ. So what is this? These look like individual DJs that they list. Great. So this is good to see. When I'm clicking on random pages and they're not low quality pages, this is really good. So once again, this is ranking. This website is probably ranking. Could be number 1 on other keywords. Obviously, they offer a lot of different services. So this particular keyword is just one variation of it. They could be dominating the searches in other things. So another random page that I clicked on, and I believe it's a high quality page. It's got good images. It's got good titles. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the title. Does it have a H1? Yes, it does. I'd say it should be Chris. DJ Alta. Like, use these terms as a H2 as well as Chris. Any excuse to put additional keywords in the titles. That's what I would do if this was my website. Once again, these guys already rank really well, so I don't want to step on anyone's toes. One thing I want to look at as well is the traffic that they're getting from Google that is based on rankings. So once again, this does not calculate Facebook. So 2,100 visitors a month. Looks like a new site went up here, most likely. They are dipping, however, both on. So this is what could be going on here is Google is finding low quality pages. Google is de-indexing them. I don't know. I haven't spent enough time on this is just a hunch, but essentially this graph down the bottom is Google used to recognize them for 3,400 different keywords. So somewhere in the Google top 100, Google used to recognize this website, 3,400 visitors. Now it's dropped to 2,400. So what that tells me is possibly there's some blogs that have been removed, blogs whose URL structure has actually changed. So when you change the URL structure, it sort of resets the SEO. So they're dipping. So something's happened. I'm not going to dissect and understand what. We can have a look at their backlinks. We can have a look at, I guess, the type of backlinks that they're getting. I'm probably going to see the same thing everywhere. We're going to have, so here's Ivory Tribe, so other websites in the space. Then we're going to find some directory websites, modern wedding, all the same stuff. That looks like a web 2.0. I'm linking to them. There's one of my websites, Australian Business Listings, so typical directory sites. Vogue Ballroom, there's one of my sites that I'm linking to them as well. So this website's receiving a fair bit of love. Unintentionally, I don't know who this is, by the way, but as you can see, like my sites are linking to them because it's natural, and it's good to link out and mention other websites in your space, because then you become part of that natural web. Google sees you naturally linking out and naturally being linked and mentioned, which is great for SEO. I'm not going to dive and rip apart their website any further, but let's have a look. Apparently, okay. So what I look at here, now, once again, these guys are ranking page 1. Don't want to comment, don't want to step on anyone's toes. But I look at errors. I look at basic errors. I look at pages that are missing titles. None. I look at pages with duplicate titles. Here's 8. So they need to go in and fix those or de-index. Let's have a look. Yeah. Okay, so there's a couple of duplicate pages there. Pages missing meta descriptions, only 3. These guys are doing a really, really good job. So their page about COVID is missing a meta description. You know, is this going to be the reason their traffic is dipping? Probably not. Meta and keywords, H1 missing, H2 missing. Nothing alarming so far. Missing alt text, images that are missing alt text. Look. Once again, this is not the reason they're dipping, but let's just say this is the first thing I'd jump on. I'd go through all of these images and actually enter the alt text. Alt text is important because Google is looking after disabled, so a blind person, that they use what's called screen readers. If they visit your website and the screen reader doesn't understand what that image is about because you don't have an alt text, essentially Google doesn't like that. It's like, is your website suitable for handicap? No, it's not. If moral of the story, export these, go through them, put the alt text in. Alt text should be a description of what this image is. So if a blind person's screen reader reads it, what would you want them to see? It's also a good excuse to put a keyword in there as well, a keyword that you want to rank for. Don't keyword stuff. I also like to look at the content clusters. So this is great. Right, guys, whoever's doing your SEO, good on them. You're on the right track because you've got good content clusters going on. So I don't know if anyone's seen any of my prior videos, but here's me explaining content silos. So if I go down here and I look at, say, we're building a website in the about audio systems, right? And we've created a page on headphones and home speakers and VR headsets, and then behind it we've created a bunch of blogs that are talking about, best wireless Bluetooth headsets, wireless headphones, that kind of stuff. That becomes a little micro cluster. So when Google visits this website, hey, prove to me you know your stuff about audio systems. Prove to me you know your stuff about headphones. You've got all these blogs and directories and all this kind of stuff mentioning this. I haven't properly dived into this, but what I'm guessing is these pages are some sort of a supporting pages. They're probably maybe they are the actual singers. Alex, I can see. So they've kept these clusters here. So that means that when Google visits this wedding entertainment website, it's like, okay, guys, prove to me I should trust you, right? And they look at, we will crawl this website. Oh, yeah, your website is about bands. Here's all your different musicians. So what I would add to this, these all look like musicians listings. I'd add blogs around these and power them up, right? So you have this cluster would grow even further. So that's what I would do if I was looking after this website. I can see that there's the blog, but I would actually individually create these posts and group them, soloists, DJs. So essentially content about DJs, linking to them. What kind of headsets do DJs use? What kind of speakers? Portal. I'm just brainstorming. There's a lot of ways you can do content research for this kind of stuff. So I'm going to close that off. How long has it been? It's been a while, and I've only just talked about one website. I might need to make 2 videos out of this. So I'm gonna put that to the side, and we're gonna close all this stuff because it's just gonna get out of hand. I'm sorry. I love middle clicking everything. So essentially this is one of the websites that I'd be seriously looking at to understand what Google wants to see on page 1. Wedding.com.au. I mean, that just looks like a massive directory. I'm guessing. Let's have a look. So this is probably powered up with all sorts of links. I don't know who these guys are, by the way. I don't know who any of the people are. Let's have a quick look. How big is the site? Amazing domain, obviously. Well, not much is going on, but whatever they're doing, they're dipping upwards. So whatever the SEO campaign they're running, they've acquired 354 links. It looks like an aged domain. It's been around for a while, but I don't know what happened here. We could probably just go check it out. Way back machine. Now, what's going on here? Where is this? September. No, so 3 years they were off. So what I want to look at is what was happening with their site during, let's say here. Was there anything up, or was it just down? So, okay. Oh, 2016. Sorry, too far back. We want to go 2018. So it looks like it was about weddings. Some sort of a directory, could be. I don't want to say the word. It's a dark word. We don't want to swear on these videos. PBN. No, I'm kidding. All right. 2019. What happened in 2019 on this website? No, I should be. What am I doing? Same thing. Not like this. I'm thirsty. It's hot. All right, I'll stop with this. I just really want to see what happened here. It was directing to OneFlare. That's interesting. So this site was owned by OneFlare, and they were redirecting to OneFlare weddings. That means that they must have dropped the site. These guys picked it up. Good on them. I'm lost. Anyway, some weird was going on here. I'm not going to waste time on this. I don't really want to. I mean, it is a directory. There we go. So 354 backlinks, referring domains, 4,000 backlinks. Let's have a look. Obviously, they're going to be doing Wedding DJ Perth. They obviously want the Wedding DJ keywords. Let's have a look how big this site is. Let's just put it through Screaming Frog and see what we get. Wedding planning made easy. Good. 22,000 pages. Okay. Let's actually just. So obviously they're going hard on probably on suburb pages. These are probably the same page with duplicate content. Yeah, directories. Okay. Yeah. This is borderline thin. Look, it's not thin content, but I see what it's just a big directory. Good on them. Keep doing it. Let's have a look what they're doing. Headings. Yep. So another directory. Nothing wrong with that. Let's actually pull apart some actual small business websites, shall we? Mercury DJ hire. Let's have a look. What is this? Looks like WordPress. WordPress, great. 29 pages. I'm going to guess they're good quality pages. Yeah, blogs. Let's have a look at some of their blogs. 5 easy steps to help you choose the right DJ for your wedding. Great. Just needs more text. Guys, if you're doing blogs in 2020, you just need more text. It's missing a meta description. Title's too long. 770 words. Look, just not enough. So I'd look at this page, and this page probably not serving too much to Google. Triple the text, add more tips, go research more tips. Gosh, you could even record a video and transcribe it and just add text to the page. Let's have a look at the traffic. $154 visitors a month. I mean, it's not about how many visitors you get. If they are ranking for the right keywords, 154 visitors, you do the numbers, what the potential inquirers could be like. I mean, I don't think it's too many. So here's what they're ranking for. Mercury DJ hire. So this tells me that their brand has brand awareness. This is how many people are looking for that brand every month. That's really, really good. And this is a very conservative number, so it's probably a little bit more than that. So DJ hire ranks 7th. Melbourne wedding DJ, so 4th. Yep. Not much going on. Google's either de-indexing some of their pages or they're deleting text. This is actually starting to be a bit of a pattern through a couple of websites that we've seen. I have a feeling this is Google just cleaning up thin, poor quality pages, which means this website's being recognized for less keywords, which doesn't always mean it should drop in rankings, but it looks like it is linked. 121 referring domains, so there's not much going on here in terms of backlinks. They're not gaining any backlinks. In fact, they're losing backlinks. I think maybe July 2016, it looks like they had some sort of an SEO campaign going on because their backlinks went through the roof. That's probably caused by like a basic press release. A press release is when they syndicate, a news article about you. New DJ enters the space, and it gets syndicated across 500-600 news websites. There's a lot of them around the world, and then what happens here is because there's duplicate content, Google ends up cleaning it up because it's duplicate content. That's a guess. That's just a guess of what I think could be happening without me diving any further. We can sort of have a look at some of these individual links. This is really important because don't let anyone tell you that, hey, these guys have more links. The more links are better. More powerful links will do much better. Great. One of the most powerful links that this website has is from my website. There's another one of mine. So they're actually this software's recognize that those are one of the most powerful links that he has. Let's have a look. Stack Exchange. What is this? It's like a little directory. So this is an SEO. Whoever was doing the SEO registered this directory. Biz community. These all look like directories. Not good. Look, not bad, but let's just say when Google visits these links and has a look through them, it's like you get put into that bracket of, you need some high quality links, basically, always. When I say always, if your site is not getting organic visitors, don't just send links for the sake of links. Links need to be justified. So Google needs to see that, hey, there's some really good quality content going on. It's getting shared on social media. It's getting 10, 20 visitors a month at least. It's getting a bit of momentum, and then links should be hitting on the second or third month. So when I say links, mentions from other websites. So if I'm repeating myself, this is going to be a lot of repeating because I'm looking at the same elements. So let's have a look at the front page of their website, see what's going on. Let me just pour some. I hope this tea's not hot. You know what I mean? I don't want hot tea. It's already hot enough. It just looks like it's warm. It must smell like it's warm as well. All right. So if Google's calling this website, I like it. I like how smooth it is. It's very nice. So I mean, that's actually my screen that's smooth. I don't know if you guys are going to see it. 144 hertz, baby. Okay. Wow, it's missing a meta description. Oh my God, I'm going to contact these guys and tell them, like, you must have a meta description on your website. Essentially, if you don't have a meta description, go back to this analogy. A meta description is this text under here. If you don't set that meta description, Google tries and set it for you. For example, in mine, no, bad example. Mine's there. You just fill it out. It's just a field. You know, don't not fill it out. So it's just missing. So Google tries to make it. Google gets it wrong. H1, welcome to Mercury DJ Hire. I'd remove welcome, generally speaking, and I'd just be like Mercury DJ Hire. I'd even do Mercury Wedding DJ Hire. Or Mercury Wedding DJ Hire is actually great. So usually websites get this so wrong so early on. They do something like, you know, about us as the H1. So Google's reading this, and at least it somewhat explains who they are, Mercury, and what they do. They do DJ Hire. Let's have a look. H2, what couples are doing during COVID. Oh my God, this should not be a H2. So H2 it's another serious title. Is that a train? Another serious title that Google looks at, and COVID-19 shouldn't be a description of what your website is about. So I understand why that's there. That's there probably for aesthetic purposes. Where is it? What? Did we just do a loop? Okay. It's not. Why are we looping? Where is this COVID stuff? I can't even see it. Maybe it's a pop-up that's meant to pop up, and I've got a pop-up blocker. So anyway, that shouldn't be a H2. Make it into a paragraph, large text, because a lot of graphic designers use H2 because it's a large font, easy way to get large things. 7 not so common song ideas for your first dance, shouldn't be a H2. 5 easy steps. These looks like a blogs. Don't do this. So this should be something along the lines of wedding entertainment company in Melbourne. Another H2 might be you know, top quality wedding DJs. I mean, that's just really dumb examples, but you have to have the keyword in there. I might actually just put together a list of so these should be H2s, but no, so these should be H2s and the rest should be H3s or something else, because I can see, so I mean, this should be wedding DJs for the most special. Yeah, so that's a H3. So it's like I'd pop that up to a H2 if I were you. I'm probably losing you guys. Like, what's this guy talking about? Essentially, Google's now, it's not so much that Google is confused at these titles. It's when they compare this website to a website that gets it right, they have a meta description and they have their titles sorted out, then it's going to be easy for Google to choose one website or another. A lot of this stuff comes down to, if you jump on our website and have a look at the Google ranking factors, there's a video here where I talk about what Google is looking for. And a lot of the time, you got to try to do all the things, and it's the things that you don't do are the things that are holding you down. So in this case, meta description. Anyway, I've spent enough time on this website. At the end of the day, they're ranking on the first page of Google, which is great, in the middle as well. All right, let's move on. Otherwise, I'll be here forever. I don't even know how long this already is. Only DJs Melbourne. Let's have a look. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do a screaming frog crawl on this one. And I'm going to chuck it into a sight bulb. And DJ. Sorry, this is sight bulb, by the way. I got too many screens. I forget sometimes you guys don't see it. Save and continue. Just want to crawl it. Just let me crawl it. Okay. Anyway, while that's loading, let's have a look. So, how big is this website? 126. Does it have annoying... First of all, don't have tags. I just saw tags. Where was it? Tag. De-index all tags. Because you shouldn't be showing pages like this to Google. It's not good. Let's see if we can find some more. What's going on here? Testimonials. Thanks again, James. Aha. This tells me that you're using, whoever this is using a plugin for testimonials. I suggest de-index the individual ones or put them all into one page. That way you get one high quality page instead of these individual thin quality pages. Google's indexing it, but once again, you want to show the best version of the site for Google to show on their Google index. De-index that page. Really, really simple. Is my advice. You could just divide everything I say by 10. Because I do say some dumb things sometimes. I am thirsty. Sorry, I'm just gonna... Okay, I'm done with these testimonials, WP content. This should be indexed as well. Oh, it's 4 or 3. This should just be deleted, whatever this is. Shouldn't be showing this up in the Google index. Otherwise, it's actually not that bad. Like we saw some worse examples ranking higher above, right? So let's have a look through the website. Actually, one of the things that I haven't been doing. Let me just log into it. We need to get like a figure that we're looking for. If we want to rank for wedding DJ in Melbourne, we need to get an understanding of what Google is looking for. And for that, we can simply go through these and manually document how many words they have and how much titles they have. Or there's a really cool piece of software called Surfer. Wedding DJ, we're in Melbourne, and I'm just gonna do a quick query. I will show my screen, I'm sorry. There's just a couple of things there. Back to this one. While that's searching, start now. We're gonna have a look at the titles. Welcome to Only DJs Melbourne. Yep, once again, another welcome. I'd remove the welcome. It'd just be like Only DJs Melbourne. That's the brand. Look, it's fine. Leave welcome. 3 H1s. Oh, don't do that. Our mobile DJ. So this should be a H2. Dry ice effects, DJ high. Yep, that should be a H2 or a H3. In fact, all these should be a H3 because there's a fair bit of text. If you're going to do a title, make sure that title is precise. So H1 should have maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6, 7 words max. H2 should be around the same, and it's the H3 that you can put a bit more of a paragraph, not a paragraph, a sentence. Once again, this is just my feedback on what I've experienced. Now, this is finished loading. So what we're going to look at here is, all right, Mr. Drifter, if we want this page, where are we? Too much stuff going on. So here's the top 10, right? This software, I really should. Oh, I'm ranking 10th as well. That's all right. Let's just do an average. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find, compare your website with competitors. So we're looking for the term wedding DJ, and it's going to tell us what we need to do to our website to match the average of the top 10. And so when I look at the average, position 1 to 10 has an average of 8,000 words of text on that page. Now, if you just think about that, this is a home page, right? Are you going to put 8,000 words on this home page? Probably not. What that tells me is your home page should be the brand page. So, yep, you definitely want it to rank for general terms, but you generally you should have a page on here that looks for wedding DJ MC. So maybe this is the page that he's trying to rank, that they're trying to rank for. Okay. But the other page was the one that was higher. So if we look back on here and we open the audit, why am I not using a different tab? If we want this website, this home page to rank for those keywords, and we want to match the average of what everyone is doing, we need to add the word dance floor from 6 to 16 times. We need wedding band, special day, wedding entertainment from 3. So my suggestion is I wouldn't go and start sculpting these keywords on the home page, because that's your brand page. Means you'll well, 8,000 words on your home page is not right. But let's actually have a look at this page, because obviously this is the page that they're trying to rank for those keywords. What's going on in the titles? Did I just click on something? My next door neighbor has an awesome exhaust. Now this is a perfect time to listen to the tone. Wedding DJ and MC hire in Melbourne, perfect. Once again, double. You got duplicate titles going on here. I think that and that. So I think on WordPress, you're showing your title, hide your title from your theme because you got 2 H1s. Is it a big deal? Well, yes, it is. You shouldn't have to. Yeah, you gotta fix it. Optional extras. So that shouldn't be a H2. I'd move that to a H3. That's good. So they're hovering around 5-star DJ. Great. Thank you. Shouldn't be a title. Amazing. Shouldn't be a title. These shouldn't be titles unless they got the keyword in there. They should just be normal paragraph text. It's probably being loaded by some sort of a plugin, I would imagine. I'd put larger images. Google doesn't want to see small images these days anyway. Like I'd put that video, make it larger so it stands out a bit more. No one wants to see small images and small videos. That's just my feedback. So let's actually compare, have a look what Surf for SEO will tell us if we compare this page to the average. So if we search that, so I don't want to overload, but this software will tell us that if we want to rank in the top 10 for those keywords, Google, the average is 8,000 words of text. What keywords should be mentioned, overlapping kept. So best wedding DJ. Yeah, I don't want. This is going to be deep. This shouldn't be that deep. So let's have a look what we got. We've compared this page. So right, we're comparing this page here to the top 10. You need to add the word wedding DJ from 6 to 42 times somehow, or 16, I should say. Remove. You need to remove from 11 to 37. So you're over optimized. You're trying too hard to rank for those keywords. You want to add dance floor from 14 to 41. Add the word wedding band. What I might do, I might share this link in the YouTube video. That way, whoever, if the owner of this website sees it, they can. Geez, too many screens. They can look into this. So I'm just going to share this at the bottom of the YouTube video. Here's another way of looking at it. We want to add a lot of words into the body. Geez, that's a lot of words. I apologize for this. This is my doing, because my 2 domains at the top have something like 30,000 words. So what we might actually do, let's just do something a bit more realistic. Let's hide these 2. Let's not consider these. Boom and boom. We want to remove this directory as well, because it just throws off the numbers and my other directory. Geez, look at me. And you're about to see 4 of my sites at the top, and we're just going to refresh this. So these figures will change. Anyway, I kind of got stuck on this website. I might do maybe one more of the home page, and then I might sort of cut it there. Matt Jeffries, I think, is it? Yep. Nice dude, this guy. Okay, let's have a look. So how many pages does he have? 1,400. What is going on there, Matt? That's not right. Look, it just seems like there's a lot of pages there. Tags, yeah, de-index your tags. That's probably it. You're probably gonna have heaps of pages that are like this. Oh, not good. Look, 10 years ago in SEO, 10 years ago WordPress was built differently. 10 years ago and 15 years ago, different things ranked. These are strategies from a long time ago. If this was even intentional, I have a feeling this is the theme doing it for you. I don't think this is intentional. If you knew this was here, you wouldn't. Because essentially what this is just it's just recapping stuff that's on the site anyway. It's sort of like duplicate content. you want to de-index it. So 1,300 pages. That's a lot of pages we're showing Google. That's a lot of pages we're presenting to Google and saying, hey, Mr. Google, here's my perfect website. Go through all the pages. Google's doing that and it's saying not perfect pages. It's getting a calculation of how many of them are not perfect, and that's going to sort of hold you down. So I'm not saying remove those pages. I'm just saying de-index them. So hide them from Google's index. And again, lots of tags. I can see what's going on here. Let's just click on this one. Yep, that's fine. Cool. I'd put a YouTube video if I were you, on all pages. Google loves it when you promote their stuff. So if you put a YouTube video on the page, doesn't necessarily help you rank, but it helps. It sends the Google crawler to your website more often. The rest, they're all looking good, but let's just wedding services. Yep, that's fine. Let's have a look at the traffic, see what's going on. Hrefs. Still thirsty. Yeah, we've seen this a few times today, haven't we? Usually people that are working on their site, they're uploading more things. But I have a feeling this is Google just slowly chipping away and de-indexing pages. A bit of a loss of traffic. What are we ranking for? Wedding DJ MC Melbourne. Great. So the homepage is ranking for... So my suggestion here is, yes, you obviously want your homepage to rank for, certain keywords. But what you'll find is if you provide various services, you're a wedding singer, wedding DJ, wedding musician, they should be their own service pages. So if we go back to this example, I was actually planning to sort of draw this out live. So now that we've had a look at this website, we want wedding DJ, we want wedding singer. So if I'm going to build a site out, this is what I want it to look like. Okay. We might do, what else to do? Wedding band. What was the other word? There's another word that we had. We can go a bit further. Wedding band. Was it acoustic? Yeah. So there's another acoustic singer. Yeah, let's maybe do one of those as well. Something like that. Well, actually, that could be, a subcategory, right? So there's that. It'll be. Give you an example of what I'm talking about here. Too much stuff open. Did I lose the sheet? No, I did not. So you might have something like this, wedding singer, and then I go acoustic, right? It's just a subcategory of wedding singer. So that will build that topical cluster. So if we go back here, wedding singer, MC. You might be a wedding MC. Wedding MC. Right, and so all of a sudden we got more like this. And so let's add that. So these are pages on the website. Wedding MC. Anyway, you get the drift. And then if we go back, we were looking at Matt Jeffries, I think. Sorry, too much stuff going on. Oh yeah, let's compare Matt Jeffries' page on Surfer while we've got that open, shall we? So if I was Matt Jeffries and I wanted to rank for, I wanted his homepage to rank for wedding DJ. Sorry, he's already on page 1, so he's doing a great job already as it is. But you sort of want to, So here we go. But don't forget, I hid the first and second position, which plays a big role in why Google wants what Google wants to see. But if I was Matt Jeffries, I'd add the phrase wedding band 1 to 2 times, where wedding DJ MC. So just chuck these keywords in. I will share this as well. So it'll be at the bottom of my YouTube video. So if Matt sees this, he can jump to do some of the work. I think I'm gonna cut this short. I don't think it's short. I think we've surely been doing this for at least an hour. So I think so far we've looked at what Google wants to see. What are some examples of what's to see? I've made comments on what I would clean up if I was these website owners. I might do a separate video, like a part 2 on, wedding DJ. I might jump into page 3 or 4. So obviously we're going to probably see things like, Wix websites and Weebly websites. Melbourne DJs from 300. Don't do this. Don't look. I'm not saying don't do this. Don't listen to me either. But let's just say I wouldn't do that. This looks like it's probably a Wix or a Squarespace website. Bang, Squarespace. Yep. My last YouTube video was explaining why these websites will never rank at the top of Google. I should stop saying never, Eugene. I'm getting into a lot of trouble. I'm going to get a lot of haters, but I'm just sharing my experience with what I've seen. I have built lots of Wix websites. I have built lots of Weebly and Squarespace websites. They're great for starters. They're great website builders in general. But when you go up against an optimized WordPress website or another website that allows advanced customization to please Google robots, you're just not going to move anywhere. I'm probably not going to audit Squarespace or Wix websites other than just tell them, look, if you're taking your SEO seriously, you really need to just bite the bullet, come over to WordPress. It's a steep learning curve. Figure it out yourself or hire someone. Just have it done right from the start. Okay, this is the second video that's going to come up. I'm literally just going to go through page 3 or 4. Anyone that's not on Wix, Squarespace, I'm just going to make suggestions that if these were my websites, this is what I would do. I'm going to cut this video here. Thank you so much for your time, guys. If you sat through all of it, I'm sorry. I feel sorry for you that you have to listen to my voice. I get sick of me sometimes as well, but I love what I do. Send me a URL. I'm happy to look through your site. Just give you some suggestions on what I would do if it was my site. Thank you.
Nah, I done grew around some people living their life in bottles. Granddaddy had the golden flask, back